3, 2, 1, action! Woo! We're back and we haven't shaved yet.
Not yet.
It's been days.
It's been weeks.
48 hours.
Yeah.
I know, I still need to shave. I'm gonna do the mustache next. Anyway, Namm is happening.
It is, kinda.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's there. Like the big three aren't there. Fender, Gibson, and PRS.
Yeah.
Have decided to take a knee to this one and just take a break. But so what do you do if you're itching for that experience? And there might be one you can actually get into as well.
Yeah. I think there's a few things, right?
Guitar shows.
That's right.
They might be the new Namm.
Yeah, and
in some ways.
What's cool about a guitar show too is it's not like there's just a singular one. There's many all around the country, but the big one being like the Dallas Guitar Show. And a couple
That
others,
just
right?
happened.
Yeah,
We missed that one.
We did.
We were at Merlefest.
that was still cool though, and
was
that
fun.
in itself was kind of like a guitar show, sort of.
Well, that's where Taylor Guitars sort of sponsors us, and we get to go there and meet tons of fun people. We sell some guitars while we're there. We hang out with friends. It's a good time. But that's kind of what these guitar shows are about. That's what Namm's about too. But Namm's lost some of its luster, obviously, with the whole like figuring out when they're going to do it, who's showing up now, who's not showing up.
I like to think it's kind of like a reset kind of thing right now. We're in this weird limbo area. Hopefully in a year or two, it'll be back to like
A year or two.
I know.
It's already been 2 years. It's I know. I remember when the streets were just empty, but it's another story. So the Dallas Guitar Show is the biggest. It's a huge event, lots of vintage guitars, lots of new guitars. Like these guitar manufacturers have booths set up selling guitars through their local resellers, the shops that are in the region. There's the Asheville Guitar Show in our region, Deckerwood.
We went to that last year.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was
That's
super
right
cool.
when it came back after the big bug of the decade.
I'll say that was one of my first opportunities to see a lot of vintage Gibsons, and I had seen a good amount of vintage Strats and Fenders in general before.
$130,000 Dumblehead.
That too, never saw one of those. So, in North Carolina's guitar show itself was really, really cool for me.
And that's going to keep growing up. We think this is the new. Well, I was going to say it's the new black. Like orange is the new black. Is that the thing?
I guess so.
That was a good show for the first season.
Yeah, killer first season. Second season was alright.
Then I stopped after that.
Yeah,
I
it started going down.
It's like Walking Dead style. It's like, whoa, after season 5, let's just call it a day.
You know what's cool about a guitar show though, compared to like Namm, is if you go to the guitar show, you can take a guitar and maybe trade it or something like that. You can kind of work out a deal and get something cool and do.
Other
like
really
that.
cool thing is that you can actually go.
That's true too. I didn't even think about that.
It's really, you live in this fantasy.
I know,
land.
yeah. It's like we can just go to whatever.
No, like Namm is this like unobtainium thing, and and I get it because like it is for us to do business there. Yeah. But I remember like pre-guitar shop days, I would always look at the things. Oh, I wish I could go there. How do I do that?
Well, for me, before I worked here, I watched Anderton's videos and your guys' videos on going to...
Who's Anderton's?
Anderton's.
Oh, I've never heard of that shop.
No, but it was really cool to see like all these new products being displayed and stuff. But, without Namm and the whole... I think all these bigger brands are doing new product releases in different ways, So...
I do remember like my first Namm still. Like when I walked into that Fender Custom Shop event, I'd never seen anything as amazing or as impressive. I also never sweat as much in my life. It was hot and there was a lot of like smelly Europeans around. No offense. It was smelly everyone. We were stinky too. We're the stinky Southerners. And there was stress and it's like we're like spending like gourds of money on things like right when the shop's opening, and it was like, oh my Lord, what are we doing? This invoice is going to be really expensive. But then guitar shows have that same wowing feeling.
Yeah.
When you walk in, it's like, because shopping for a lot of folks, it just kind of stinks.
Yeah.
But guitar shopping?
So cool. Well, I mean, just being able to see all those guitars and stuff. Like I said, the vintage stuff, like I could walk up and they're like, you want to play that? And I'm like,
yes.
Really? It's like, is that a question?
Yeah.
I do want to play. It's 62, 335, sure.
I can't believe I didn't leave with an amp from that little thing. It was just...
I know that Vox was so cool that we saw at the one in Asheville.
The Fenders were cool too. It's just the sound fascists were coming by and telling me how to turn down. And you can't test out a tweed unless you turn it up. That's just kind of like my sort of mantra with that. You got and the guy selling them was like, yeah, turn it up. And I was like, turn it up. And I was, because that's how a tweed's, you're gonna hear how it sounds. And it was in an auditorium, like a big open room.
Just
so
screaming. Yeah.
It's like I was kind of being a jerk.
Well, I mean,
But I was going to buy something, but then once they told me to turn it down, I was like, I'm not going to buy something now.
what would be cool is in those situations if they made these little soundproof booths.
ISO booths.
Yes, there you go.
We were going to bring one to Merle Fest with us when we met somebody, but then the whole thing happened where nothing happened for 2 years, and we couldn't. That guy had gone out of business, so we couldn't find him. We were going to hire him.
That would have been awesome.
Instead, we play guitars on gravel rocks, which is
Pure tone, baby.
with really loud bands playing on stage just a few feet away. But the guitar show, it not only has that, it has all the bands you want to go hear playing. It's got all like the YouTube cats who like wander around like doing dumb ding dong videos.
That's true.
We'll be at the Dallas Guitar Show next year. I'm sure we'll be at the Asheville Guitar Show this coming year.
Absolutely.
We're even talking about doing our own maybe one day here in the great state of Pinehurst / Southern Pines. We have a great venue here that we're looking at possibly doing like a sort of a smaller Carolina one that we just ask some friends to see if they want to get involved.
Really cool.
So stay tuned.
Yeah.
That's down the road.
If that's something you'd like to see too, throw it in the comments. Let us know.
Something else we haven't mentioned in a while, it's not behind us, but it's still here. It's packed away nicely, is the PRS, the Lunar Ice Silver Sky that we're giving away. We've still not given it away. We have to hit that magic number of 50K subs. So if you haven't subscribed at this point, click subscribe. It enters you into the drawing of being able to win that once we hit 50K. That's when the countdown stops and the winner is selected and that guitar finds a home. California, Florida, UK, wherever it goes.
That's insane.
And do not
It's gonna be great.
answer any of these weird people that send you WhatsApp apps or WhatsApp things. Any of that stuff. We'll never ask you for money.
Nope.
Unless you actually win in Europe and we have to ship it overseas maybe. But don't do that. You have to talk to us on the telephone. Either Baxter, Johnny, or Sean, or Derek, or Zach, or James, or Taylor, or Shannon, or I can't name everybody. I was like, or Greg. Greg never answers the phones. Greg's just like pretty and walks around with his ponytail and his like beard. I hate that guy. He's so good looking. But yeah, you don't ever give anybody your information, your money. There's scammers.
And apparently
galore.
emails have been sent out too from these scammers too. So
Check
don't
out
answer any of those.
Philip McKnight's like been awesome on top of that too. He got hit by this hard too, and he's figuring out ways to shut it down. So but anyway, the Silver Sky is still out there. Check it out. But the guitar shows, it's the people to buy and sell from, trade. You have all these great performers. It's a great place to go and have drinks usually.
Amazing place to go.
Just like because
Unless it's Merle Fest, but then it's a draft festival.
I was thinking there's still people drinking and smoking there though. That's what
Lots
campers
of
are for. There's lots of it's shenanigans, but it's fun. Yeah, I think it was last year at Merle Fest when we met this beautiful couple, this beautiful woman, this beautiful like fella, and then they were great and they're all wonderful. Then they came in the next day and they're like broken up because they're fighting because they've been drinking and smoking a bit. I think heavy. Hopefully they got back together by the end of the festival. They were wonderful, beautiful people.
So I guess
It's festival life. It's different, but that's how guitar shows kind of have that festival vibe.
they do.
It's very different than NAMM because NAMM is very polished.
Well, I didn't realize that this is my first Merle Fest, but the Asheville Guitar Show and Merle Fest felt very similar. Like just being in that environment, I was like, yeah, if we had a booth there, it would have felt like
Now,
that.
NAMM,
Cool.
Sean has not been to NAMM.
I've not been to NAMM at all.
We were
No.
all poised to go to NAMM with Sean. We were so excited, and then it's like,
Everything went crazy.
everything. Well, just like when our big three just announced they couldn't go. That's the big reason we have to go. It takes the fun out of it a little bit too. And the whole custom shop events are what we really live and die for at the NAMM show. And yeah, that's a bummer. But NAMM's very polished. Like the booths are very professional. It's like they spend, there's millions of dollars spent to make this place look like stores within a giant convention center.
That's cool.
It's strange. Like you go into the Fender room, you're like, oh, this is why they're gods. And the Taylor room's amazing. It's like they have like a bar where you can like buy like merch at the Taylor room. It's huge. There's a stage. Cool. The Gibson booth like last time was amazing pre-COVID. It had this giant stage like Slash, like he played down the street at something, like all these big cats. Jared James Nichols always has to make an appearance. Like
so cool.
Because you have to have like Thor.
I know, yeah.
Play guitar
it was
for
funny.
a little bit.
There's a picture floating around of Baxter and him, and
Summer
he's just
Namm.
huge. He's a monster.
He's huge.
He's a monster.
He makes Chris Hemsworth look like a little. No, never mind. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. But he is. He's like just a monster. Like and he's really nice too. But that's part of NAMM is like you meet all these guys. You see each other on the internets and like you have fun with it. The guitar show has that vibe too. Like you're just walking around, you're meeting cool cats because you all like the same thing.
Guitars.
It's just fun.
I mean, guitars are great.
So if you're on the fence, just go.
Just go.
If it's 2 hours away, go. It's worth the drive. How far is Asheville from us?
3.5 hours.
I feel it's more than that.
Might have been right at 4.
Because it's 3.5 hours to get to like the Blowing Rock area.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely more than that. It's close. It's more like 5 hours, isn't it?
South. Nah.
I thought it was further.
Yeah.
Gosh, I feel like it's 5 hours in my mind, but I hope it's not that long.
But no, I mean it is great. Definitely go. I'm so glad I went, and I'm glad we're going this coming up here too.
Well, you and I might not be going if it falls on Merle Fest. We'll just send the other. We'll send the ding dongs.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah, they get to go. With like our job is to sell guitars, and their job will be to buy guitars. But they have to drive in a U-Haul back.
It's a circle.
Circle of life. It's the totem pole. I'd actually rather go to the guitar show. Maybe. I don't know. It's the commitments we have. But yeah, let us know your experiences, your fun, your joys, your thrills, your pieces that you let slip through the cracks of your fingers.
That's right. Let us know your favorite guitar shows too. I think that would be great.
There's so many out there.
I know, yeah. Like there's probably some that are closer to us than we may think that are awesome. So please let us know, and we would maybe even show up and go.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
There you go.
Check you later.